Dear student, today we will discuss the literary terms simile. The word simile comes from the Latin word similis. A simile is a figure of speech that directly compares two things. So, simile comes from the Latin word similis, which means like and means likeness. A simile is a definite expression of likeness between different objects or events. It consists in placing two different things side by side and comparing them with regard to some feature common to both. For example, the girl sang like a nightingale. In this simile, the girl, which is a person, is compared with a nightingale. Nightingale is a bird. Two very different things, girl and nightingale, but alike in possessing one characteristics in common, namely singing. The girl sang like a nightingale means to say that the girl sings like a nightingale. Nightingale is a bird which sings very sweet. So, two different things, a girl and nightingale, are compared to one thing, that is singing. Thus, there are two essential elements in a simile. First, the two objects or events compared must be different in kind. If we say that the girl sang like her sister, there is no simile, but only a comparison, because the objects compared are one of the same kind. Both are persons. Secondly, the point of resemblance between the two different objects or events compared must be distinctly stated. So, a simile is always introduced by us by such words like, as, so, etc. So, you can understand that simile is a stated comparison between two distinctly different things or actions or feelings where one outstanding quality is the point of similarity. This comparison is made by using the words so, as, or like. It is a common figure of speech that is used in poetry and prose. So, simile differs from metaphors by highlighting the similarities between two things using words such like, so, as, while metaphor create an implicit comparison. So, the examples you are seeing in literature, oh my love is like a red, red rose. A Red, Red Rose by Robert Burns' poem. John Milton's poem Paradise Lost, there is used a Homeric simile. Similes are commonly used in the New Testament to describe the unseen or unknowable by relating it to something familiar to the reader. In comedy, similes are used extensively in British comedy, notably in the slapstick era of the 1960s and 1970s. In comedy, the simile is often used in negative style. He was as deft as a brush. They are also used in comedic context where a sentence sensitive subject is broached, and the comedian will test the audience with response to subtle implicit simile before going deeper. For example, Baldric, I have a plan, sir. Baldric, really, Baldric? A cunning and subtle one? Baldric, yes, sir. Baldric, as cunning as a fox, who has just been appointed professor of running at Oxford University. So, this is the use here, the simile is used. Simile and metaphor both are literary terms. In both the literary terms, there is a comparison between two different things. But many people have trouble distinguishing between simile and metaphor. At a glance, their Latin and Greek roots offers a simple way of telling these two closely related figures of speech apart. Simile comes from the Latin word similis, which means likeness, like. Since the comparison indicated by simile will typically contain the words as, like, or so. In a metaphor, on the other hand, comes from the Greek word metaphorian, which is also fitting since a metaphor is used in place of something. My love is like a red, red rose. A formal and elaborated kind of simile used as a digression like a narrative word is the epic simile. Epic similes were dexterously used by Homer in his epics, and later by Milton in his epic Paradise Lost. Some of the finest examples of similes are: I wandered lonely as a cloud. William Words. These lines are from Daffodils, written by William Words. I wandered lonely as a cloud. As. Second one, the winds that will be howling at all hours and are upgathered now like sleeping flowers. Again, the lines from Wordsworth. The word is too much with us. Here is the example of your syllabus which you have read, The 7 Ages of Men, full of strange oaths and bearded like a bard. So you can understand, you can know that where these words are used, like, so, as, there, the literary term simile is used. You can also hear some examples. Errors like straws upon surface flow. Next one, the soul was like a star and dwelt apart. Next one, the quality of mercy is not strained, it drift as the gentle rain from heaven. So these are different examples of simile. In short, you can say that in a simile, two different objects, two different things are compared. But in simile, like, so, as, these words are used. So you can understand simile by seeing these words like, so, as.